Alright, so move on to the next segment. I'll be sharing my fight prediction for this weekend's fight taking place in the sport of boxing between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. So it will be Mario Barrios defending his WBC welterweight championship against the legend, the icon, the Hall of Famer, one of the greatest of all time, Manny Pacquiao, making his return back to the sport of boxing. So let's get into the following storylines that I have for this respective fight. Can Manny Pacquiao defeat Father Time and defeat Manny Pacquiao and become a world champion one more time in his illustrious boxing career? Now, I still need a true answer why Manny Pacquiao is actually back in the sport of boxing. Because it is rare to see legends at this age of 46 years of age return back to a professional boxing fight and compete, let alone for a world title. Now, I could throw in fighters like Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones. Yeah, they could come back and do exhibitions. That's cool. But for Manny Pacquiao to be this ballsy and come back for a pro fight at 46 years of age, I need to know why he actually returned back to the sport of boxing. Because this is actually insane. I know he has a love for the sport and he loves fighting, but holy cow. If he could pull this off at 46 years of age, for someone that's accomplished everything in boxing, you're an 8th division world champion. You are one of the greatest welterweights of all time. You have defeated some all-time great names of Ricky Hatton, Oscar De La Hoya, Tim well, I shouldn't even throw in Tim Bradley, but that's the name he defeated. Miguel Cotto, and several others to your boxing career. You're one of the greatest of all time. And Manny Pacquiao has not fought in a boxing ring in nearly 4 years. The last time we see him was in the summer of 2021 where he lost the WBA welterweight title against Ugas. So, if Manny Pacquiao, this stat is crazy too. If Manny Pacquiao were to defeat Mario Barrios this weekend in the sport of boxing to win that WBC welterweight title that he held once upon a time ago, this would actually tie the all-time record as the oldest world champion in boxing history with Bernard Hopkins and move right ahead of George Foreman, who won his final world title. I'm talking about George Foreman, who won his final world title at 45 years of age when he came back to the sport of boxing nearly a decade after he retired. So if Manny Pacquiao could pull this off, this would be a big deal in the sport of boxing for him to become the welterweight champion again. And the final storyline is, can Mario Barrios pull off the biggest victory of his boxing career? Now, mind you, a lot of people, he's in a lose-lose situation here, because if you think about it, Manny Pacquiao, if you defeat a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao, is that really a respectable victory? If you lose to Manny Pacquiao, who's 46 years of age, where do you go in your boxing career? I honestly think if he's come back for a professional fight, this isn't like a Jake Paul and Mike Tyson situation where the man is nearly 60 years old. No, if this man is still competing for a world title, it's up for grabs. It's fair game. He's coming for your title. Yeah, this is going to be a big victory for Mario Barrios. So, other than the world title, the interim WBC welterweight interim title win that Mario Barrios had against Ugas a few years ago, there is no marquee wins under his belt. And he's been in the ring with guys like Gervonta Davis. He came up short, got knocked down in the 11th round. And then his following fight in beginning of 2022, he lost by unanimous decision to Keith Thurman. So when you think about Mario Barrios, you think about him as a B- fighter. He was the interim champion, never really won the WBC title because at the time Crawford held all the titles and just relinquished all of them. That's why the welterweight titles are still scattered around to this day. So he doesn't have a signature win. He needs this win more than anything against Manny Pacquiao this weekend in the sport of boxing. So we're going to see if he can pull off the biggest victory of his boxing career. But let's get into the tail of the tape here. Starting off with the challenger, Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao has 62 victories, 8 losses, 2 draws to his boxing career. Has 39 victories coming way of knockout. A boxing Hall of Famer, a legend, an icon to the sport. Stands at 5'5" with a reach of 67 inches. Then I'm looking at the challenger, Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios has 29 victories, 2 losses to his career, 1 draw. Has 18 victories come way of knockout. Currently is the reigning defending WBC welterweight champion. Stands at 6 foot tall with a reach of 71 inches. So the height and the reach goes in favor of Mario Barrios. We'll see if he can use that to his advantage in this fight. But let's go into the game plans. Starting off with the challenger, Manny Pacquiao. I think we need to see the Manny Pacquiao of old. what made him so special and dynamic in his career. Use the speed and land punches and flurries. Now, I know he's not going to be as quick and as fast as sharp as what he used to be, but you got to show some type of flashes of the old you in order to prove to us you are world championship material at this point of your life. And his offensive style was unmatched. This is what made Manny Pacquiao one of the greatest of all time. I've seen Mario Barrios rocked or knocked down in fights when punches are landing flurries. When I seen Tank do it, when I seen Ugas do it, when I seen Thurman do it, he's either got rocked or dropped, especially with hooks. That is what Mario Barrios cannot stop. When punches are landing flurries and it gets landed with a hook, that's not good defensively for Mario Barrios. So I think also Manny Pacquiao should bring out the old version of him as well, fighting in different lateral movements. His quickness and elusiveness with his footwork is what made Manny Pacquiao one of the greatest of all time as well. That's what made him so special, the quickness that he's had with his feet. It's hard to catch Manny when he's moving around like that. So I think he should fight in different lateral movements, landing punches at different angles to frustrate Mario Barrios and make him think twice about what to do next in the boxing ring. And last but not least, you got to use this part to your advantage if you're Manny Pacquiao. Your experience and your boxing IQ. Manny Pacquiao, he doesn't have really much of it. He has advantages, but one he does not have is the age gap. It's a 16-year age gap. Mario Barrios is 30. Pacquiao is 46. Father Time is not on his side here with a younger fighter in Mario Barrios. Manny Pacquiao has done it all, seen it all. He's shared the ring with Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, several others, but he's had the experience to hang in there with the best of world title fights. He's going to have to use experience, his boxing IQ to his advantage against a much younger fighter in Mario Barrios. Now, with the champion Mario Barrios, I think he's going to have to cut the ring off. I think cutting the ring off is going to be very important for Mario Barrios. Don't let the old Manny Pacquiao even come up to show, or come to show up, I should say, at all in this boxing ring. Because if he does, it could be in a world of trouble for Mario Barrios. So Manny Pacquiao's legs might not be underneath him, and that's something that I did see in that Ugas fight in the summer of 2021. Now you fast forward to the summer of 2025. Manny Pacquiao's legs might not be underneath him. So I think if he could cut the ring off for Manny Pacquiao that is going to experience ring rust and try to find his footing a lot in the beginning rounds of this championship fight, I think he could cut the ring off, pin Manny Pacquiao on the ropes, and land punches and flurries, go to the body to slow down the older fighter Manny Pacquiao, and possibly score a knockdown in this fight. Next, I think Mario Barrios should fight on the inside and make this fight a phone booth fight. And what I mean by a phone booth fight is both of you exchange in the pocket. Yes, I know Manny Pacquiao is very dangerous, KO punches, but Mario Barrios, you would have to think he's the stronger fighter. 16-year age gap. Age and power will be on Mario Barrios' side. I'm trying to tell you guys. And if he could go to the body against a much older fighter or land punches and flurries, land the right, the left hooks, the double jabs, uppercuts to Manny Pacquiao, it's going to make Manny Pacquiao second guess how much punishment he really wants to take at this point of his boxing career. So I think that's going to be very important. And last but not least, I think Mario Barrios has to win the counterpunching battle. You cannot be caught lacking against Manny Pacquiao, because if you do, you're going to be in a world of trouble. It's going to be Mario Barrios is going to be very good at landing counter punches, and he needs to time his punches correctly because he's going to be the faster fighter in that ring between himself and Manny Pacquiao. So that is the game plans. But with that being said, I'm going to go with Mario Barrios to defeat Manny Pacquiao by decision to successfully retain his WBC welterweight title. That might not be a popular opinion, but I just feel like at this stage of Manny Pacquiao's career, I don't know if he has enough left in the gas tank to take the welterweight title away from Mario Barrios. And honestly, I think this could turn out to be a really good competitive fight. I think this is going to be a very underrated fight heading into the weekend. I think I'm going with Mario Barrios, though, due to the age gap. It's a 16-year age gap. Mario Barrios is 30 years of age. Manny Pacquiao is 46. Father Time is not on Manny Pacquiao's side. And he's been out of the ring in a professional fight for nearly 4 years. And I hate to compare fights, but if you compare what Ugas did to Manny Pacquiao in the summer of 2021, you fast forward to Mario Barrios defeating Ugas to become the interim WBC welterweight champion. I think at this particular point, you got to say that Mario Barrios is the sharper fighter. He's going to be quicker, faster, stronger. And I think Mario Barrios is going to cut the ring off Make sure that the old Manny Pacquiao does not come to fight with Manny, the old, fighting at different lateral movements, fighting and landing punches at different angles to frustrate his opponents. I think Mario Barrios, the game plan should be very simple. Frustrate Manny Pacquiao, cut the ring off, actually make this fight a phone booth fight, standing in the pocket with himself and Manny Pacquiao, because like I said, he's going to be the faster, stronger fighter. If he can land the right hand, the left hand, the hooks, the double jab that he likes to throw, and the uppercuts, fighting in the inside against Manny Pacquiao is going to frustrate Manny Pacquiao and make Manny Pacquiao think, how much punishment do I really want to take and sustain being 46 years of age at this point in my boxing career. But again, I do give Manny Pacquiao a lot of credit, and you can tell the love for the sport is there, but I do want a true reason why you are willing to come back at this particular point of your career. I just think it could as I get tongue tied. Jeez, it could turn out to be a really good fight, but at the end of the day, I think Mario Barrios is just going to be too much for Manny Pacquiao to handle, and he's going to successfully retain his WBC welterweight title.